doing some deer drives out here in the public. We just did this little push. This buck was just shot. David was in a tree right out there. Earlier in the drive, I took out let me just put him out. So earlier in the drive, I got a doe, jumped her up right out of the cattails. Brian said he jumped up a decent sized buck earlier. I don't know if this is the same one. He looked like it was going north, but yeah, we've been moving a lot of deer out of this little, well, it's not really a little spot, but this one, we drive this whole 200 acre in like 4 sections, and this first section here is the best. But yeah, I jumped up definitely 4 deer myself, and shot the one doe. Then there was a doe and a fawn that jumped up after them, like 10 minutes after. And I jumped up another deer right here at the end that David never ended up seeing. He's in a tree right up there, like I said. Sarah's over there. She might have got some shooting at this deer. Brian got a shot earlier in the drive too. I shot at a coyote earlier, but I missed him. So pretty solid 8-pointer, 9-pointer almost. All right, so David's right up there. This is definitely, he said this is his second shot. His first shot was out there somewhere. Second shot was here. I was just standing right underneath him. I should have turned my camera on, but I was getting ready to shoot at something too, but I was just right underneath him, done with the drive. And I think Brian or my dad or someone kicked him up and he ran this way. This is the first blood. He's dead, laying about halfway up in that willow thicket. Because right after David was done shooting, I circled around to make sure he didn't come out, or just see if I could push him back this way. And this is David's second shot right here. And this is the smallest amount of blood all the way to the deer. It gets really heavy, good blood trail in there. And I just cut in from the willows, and I saw him laying there. He was still somewhat alive, so I finished him off. So we got this buck and this doe in here. This will be a wrap for the day. Got a good almost mile drag. Brian and my dad, Sarah, they're all right over there. David got that buck. Yeah, it's laying right up there in them willows, dead.
Oh, is that the big one?
Yeah, it was the big, well, we saw a little one.
Did you see that big one run behind you, way up there?
How big was he?
He was way outside the body.
Really?
He was running right towards that barn ring, and I had him in the crosshairs, and I was over there, and he was running that way, and you were just up in front, and he'd hop a little bit, and he'd turn and he'd look at you. Then he'd hop, turn and look at you.
Well, I was in the cattails down here.
You were down in here, and he's going that way, and I'm like, oh, I should give him one, but at that range.
Really? How big was he?
He was outside the body.
Because this is a solid 8-pointer, almost a 9-pointer. I think you'll have to see when you get up there, but because when I was right underneath David when he did all that shooting, because I was already through all this.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden we were talking there. I was explaining what all happened during the drive, all the shooting up there.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden we heard something coming, and I got ready, and he was up there, and you know the buck ran right through this little opening, and that's where the first blood is, up there.
Nice. Sarah said it ran like right through here.
Yeah, it ran right on this trail right here because
and your dad saw this one but couldn't shoot at it.
But this is definitely a different one than the other one.
Yeah, that one's totally different.
Really?
Yeah.
That one was even bigger?
I didn't see this one yet.
Yeah.
But when that one was running away, the horns were clearly wider than the body.
Mm-hmm. This one's at least at the body.
Okay.
It's a good 2 or 3 year old buck.
Nice. Didn't see it yet?
No, he's still up in the stand.
I mean, Dad saw a little one too, like a or something.
Yeah.
That's the one that I yelled, that's the second time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
This is the smallest amount of blood too. It gets real heavy up there. I tracked the buck all the way to where he shot it.
Well, this is where he shot it, and this is where it ran, right?
Yeah. Look at this blood trail here, man.
This is a nice blood trail. Not like that hill thing you left on.
It's just real heavy up here.
Oh yeah, it's almost falling here, isn't it?
I saw it jump up for one bound, but I thought it looked smaller, so maybe we did see the little one too. I don't know when that all happened. I couldn't see anything from the ground. I think it's kind of like a rear like artery shot maybe. I didn't look at it super hard because we're still kind of moving around. And the funny thing is, I circled back around to get like on the side of these willows to make sure it didn't come through and maybe try and redirect it towards them.
Yep.
I just cut into the willows here and I saw it laying there, just kind of like crawling.
Yeah, that was a big one. That thing was, I was on that stuff.
Uh-huh.
You were out in here, and it was going that way.
Yeah, everything was going north. All the deer I saw went north.
Oh, look at all that. Oh. You dead?
Should be. I shot him in the neck.
Oh, okay, never mind then.
He was still somewhat alive when I came up on him.
Yeah, this is about the size of the one that ran north of you too.
So it wasn't any bigger, because I know
It looks bigger to me, but you know what?
They're coming.
Look at the blood drip. I don't know where she said she was gonna stay there.
Okay.
Look at this trail though.
Oh, keep going, keep going.
Oh, that's a nice deer.
But that's totally a different deer than the one I saw north of you.
Oh yeah, I know that is.
Yeah.
He was laying out there and eventually kicked.
Yeah, this is a nice trail to
You got
follow.
him good.
Oh, looks like.
Oh,
Look
look
at
at
it.
Oh,
Dang!
David, I saw that sucker. Oh, that's a nice deer.
Yeah, he was right between
I saw
you
the
and me.
big white tine.
Look at that.
Oh, that's
right
beauty.
right on the ears there.
Oh,
Get down there and get a picture of that.
Yeah,
boy.
you gotta get a picture.
I was trying to yell at you guys like,
Yeah.
oh my god, I can't shoot. And I saw him running through the cattails. And I'm like, I didn't hear any shooting, but I see all these powder puffs.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's hitting the cattails and they're blowing up.
Oh man. And he ran right, but like in parallel with you, me, Rich. And then
Yeah, he was coming right towards you.
check
I
this
could see
out.
that.
Yeah.
And I didn't know if you were there.
While Brian and Sarah gutted this deer, me and David headed further out into the cattails to the west in the direction that he shot at a different buck earlier in the drive to see if he hit it. I can't believe this. David doubled up on two nice bucks out here. David! He's right over here! You got him! I just came walking up out here. David's running over here now. He shot this one really early in the drive, he said. He was sneaking up. I'll let him tell the story, but he was right up in that tree again. He said there's some whiter, taller stuff here or whatever, and it was in this little opening right here. I don't know if I've ever seen this one. He's right here. Yeah. So his bed's right here. This is where he was laying down for about an hour. You said you saw this guy come up right away.
Man, almost right at the start of the drive. You kind of see some white stuff way over there. He was beyond that. And since I was in that tree right there, I was able to like follow him, and then finally he was running like kind of in that area over there, and he stopped for some reason, and that's when I took the shot. After I took the shot though, I didn't see him no more, because I mean it was a while before we
Yeah, and you said just one. None of us. Brian might have heard it.
Mhm.
My dad. I never heard it.
Yeah.
Oh, there's another guy in orange up in a tree over there.
Sucker, we took his deer. But nah, he was like almost. It was. I think I might have been the first shot too. But like
You said you found him and he stopped.
yeah, he was running. You know, you'd see him bounding. You know, and he didn't stop running the whole way I saw him. He went around that white stuff. Then he started heading towards this trail that we got, like that goes parallel with the tree right here. And then when he stopped, that's when I took the shot.
And you said you didn't see him anymore then.
No,
because you would have seen him, because if you watched him for that far.
You know, I didn't see him after I shot, and I'm like, oh, I must have got him.
And we were looking around over in these grassy openings, because in this cattails here, there's like little grassy circles where it's not as many cattails, and he figured he had to have shot him right in one of those openings. I'll have to mark this from the tree. This is probably like 100, 150 at the
least,
most.
Maybe 100. You know, that's what I'm thinking.
And your other buck's right in that little
That's
swale
where he
right
went
there.
to dying right there.
Brian's over there gutting with that with Sarah.
Yeah.
God, there's two guys in orange up there.
Wow. When did they get out?
Another solid 8-pointer. These are your two nicest deer by far, David.
By far. This one's bigger than the one I shot like last few years there.
Yeah, that was.
Last time I shot.
Man, that was
one.
probably 2, maybe 3 years
I think it was
ago.
2 years, yeah.
It might have been 2020.
Yeah. Oh, time flies, you know.
Yeah, it was 2 or 3 years ago. David got a little 6-point out here. I just came around this bend here and I heard something,
Yeah, good.
and I saw it wasn't running, so I figured it had to have been an injured deer, and sure enough. Well, get down there. I'll take a couple pictures quick.
That'd be great.
There was actually a group of like 8 guys that were doing a drive out there too, hitting some stuff further to the west, which we didn't get into, and some of the same stuff we hit. And after we got this deer gutted, me and Brian went to go recover my doe. Oh, this is the doe I shot earlier. I guess I neck shot her. I don't know how I got that lucky. I thought I spined her and dropped her. Jumped her right up out of the cattails here behind me. Jumped up like 10 yards from me and got her right in this opening here. So I'm gonna have to start gutting her and getting her out. Good decent sized doe. Go ahead.
Genius for building this thing. Without it, we wouldn't have gotten out here. It'd be dark. Now we have a chance at daylight here.
Man, what an unbelievable day and just unbelievable spot. Believe it or not, we actually drove this exact spot 2 days prior. I cannot believe how many deer just piled back into this same spot. We jumped up some does and fawns and a little buck 2 days earlier, but there must have been a hot doe or something for there to be this many bucks piled in here. And this specific public land is like a 2,000 acre chunk, so we only really drove like about an 80 or 90 acre area where we seen all these deer. I know a lot of people don't like gun hunters pushing out and driving all the deer off the public land, but what's crazy is there was another group of 8 guys out there doing the same thing we were. We just kind of beat them to this spot. This is the first spot and the only spot we hit that day. And these deer were killed literally 3/4 of a mile to almost a mile away from the private land. So they're living out there, and there's no telling how many deer circle around you when you're out there hunting in them cattails. We just got lucky to push these deer past our standards, and everyone had pretty good shooting.